What's going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick in the New York Knicks versus Memphis Grizzlies NBA matchup going down Monday, January 27th, 2025. Just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and smash that thumbs up. And if you're looking for my best bets, the games that I love, head to Pickdawgz.com. Click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. It's a great time to do it. We have loaded cards all week from college hoops, especially Tuesday and Wednesday. We've got NHL and NBA action. So make sure that you jump on something, whether it's daily or long-term pass. Remember to use the promo code PICK at checkout for 15% off your purchase. We also got products for those who make big bets and for those with big bankrolls, those looking for a VIP experience, where you're going to get things like late alert plays closer to game time, where we'll track late line movement for you, try to get you the best possible number compared to the closing line. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, text the number on the screen for more information, even if it's just to find out if it's right for you. But let's get to this one between the New York Knicks and the Memphis Grizzlies. The New York Knicks coming into this one with a record of 30-16 on the year, 23-22-1 against the number this season after ending up with a 143-120 win over the Sacramento Kings in their last matchup, their third straight victory, while the Memphis Grizzlies sit at 31-15 on the year after a 125-103 win over the Utah Jazz, both that 31-15, both straight up and against the spread. And now starts another, a trip out on the road from Memphis, which is a little bit of an odd travel spot. They go from Memphis to New York, then back home to take on Houston, then back out on the road to take on Milwaukee for the first half of a back-to-back before going back home to take on the San Antonio Spurs. So might be something to sort of keep an eye on with the Memphis Grizzlies going forward, is just this, like I said, this travel spot. But the travel spot or not, there's no denying how well the Grizzlies are playing. They're 7-1 straight up and against the spread in their last 8 games, 8-2 straight up and against the spread in their last 10. And they've done a good job of winning games lately. But the thing is, if you're going to knock the Memphis Grizzlies sort of on one thing, it's the fact that you look at their strength of schedule in some of the recent games, not necessarily the strongest. They beat, over the course of that 4-game homestand, Utah, New Orleans, Charlotte, and the best game was Minnesota, and it was a game they didn't cover. They won that game 108-106. But prior to that, on the road, they swept the back-to-back against the San Antonio Spurs in San Antonio. They fell short but covered against the Houston Rockets. They beat the Minnesota Timberwolves in Minnesota. So this is still a Memphis Grizzlies team that I think is playing some really solid basketball. And from the New York Knicks perspective, the one thing that I think hurts this team right now is not knowing the status of Josh Hart. Josh Hart listed as questionable for this game against the Grizzlies. And that's still a big piece to be down if Josh Hart was to not play in this game for whatever reason. Now, I will say about the New York Knicks is that they have beat the better teams that they've been playing at home. Sacramento, Atlanta. They blew out Sacramento. They beat up on Atlanta. They got the cover in both those games. They also blew out the Milwaukee Bucks at home. But I still feel like this is just a little bit much for the New York Knicks being favored in this spot. I think this is a game where, especially if you can get it around 3.5 or 4 points, I think this is a spot where Memphis could, at the absolute worst, make this a game that comes down to the final shot, like a 1 or 2 point game, if Memphis doesn't win this game outright. Keep in mind, the Memphis Grizzlies have not been an underdog often this season, especially when they're close to full strength at the top. You don't see John Morant on the injury report. You don't see Triple J on the injury report. The only names that are out right now are Vince Williams Jr., who's already out for this game, Jake LaRavia, who's questionable, Santi Aldama, who's questionable, and Marcus Smart, who's out for this game, and Cam Spencer. So you still have Ja, you still have, like Desmond Bane, Triple J. It's not often that the team is an underdog when that happens. But when this team has been an underdog, regardless of who's been in the lineup, 10-5 against the number this season, the best cover percentage of teams with at least 10 games played as an underdog this season. So I'm going to take the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm going to take the 4 points in this one, and that's going to be my free pick. But just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and smash that thumbs up. And if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pickdawgz Premium. Why you're Pickdawgz? Check out our betting tools. They're 100% free. They're the best betting tools in the business and tools that you want to make sure that you have in your back pocket when you're making your best bets for the day's action. Thanks for watching. See you guys soon.